Hello everyone, hope you're having a good day. Welcome to the Gatekeepers Grove, staring up at the starry sky for what's going to be our final look at the Purple Inquisition, our cobbled together Inquisitive life, which, as I've said before, it's got to be a glowing reference for the Inquisitive playstyle, as the forum thread suggests, as the ultimate past life getter. So shout out to Owen for that excellent thread and for giving me the idea. Thank you very much for the helpful comments over the months. And let's get into the end game here. We've arrived, as you can see, at level 29. Quick look at where we're at with the stats. Now, I hasten to mention these statistics are more epic than legendary, because most of the gear is still as it was, in early epic. We've got heroic boots on there and a heroic quiver, but I have swapped 5 pieces to legendary, maybe 5 of the important ones. So we've got legendary Nightshade Shooter from the what's it called, Same Old Song quest in Shan. Not a terrible entry level weapon. If you haven't got this and you're wanting to try the play style, you could go for the Barovian crossbow. There are weapons for all builds available from that seller. It's not a seller, is it? Is it a vendor in the Ravenloft Wilderness? The one where you go for the sentient jewels. You can pick up a sentient jewel and a weapon once per life from there. So that would be the port of call if you don't have anything else. Runearm, legendary dumpster fire. The cannon shot from it is derisory, so I won't be using that. But I've chosen this one because it's the only one I know that has 2 separate imbues there. Can you see we've got bludgeon 5 and fire 5, scaling with ranged power, so that should do some reasonable additional damage for us. And then of course we've got the 3 pieces of the legendary wall watch set from Shan: gloves, armor, and the hat. Now the hat, I was extremely lucky in the past to get that dropping with a +2 Reaper bonus. If you didn't know, on very rare occasions, any blue item, headgear, named item they call them, don't they? Headgear can drop with this +2 Reaper bonus, and it just so happened one of these ranged set things dropped, and for a very long time my ranged character Red did use this. He's just recently switched over onto some what's it called, the Dreadstalker set from the Isle of Dread. So this set is being put to good use now by Purple. Everything else is as it was. So look at the saves here. That's I would say that's acceptable. It's not amazing, certainly not for a paladin, but bear in mind we're only half paladin. But that would be more than acceptable, I think, on Red's arty build. I would be happy with those saves. They're actually better. Maybe the reflex is similar to what Red has, because he uses insightful reflexes. Intelligence is his main stat. But these 2 other ones, I'm pretty sure he is lower than that. So the charisma for saves has really done well for us. And of course from level 26 we added evasion, so that's a 90 with bonuses from the Reaper. We've actually got 12 more. That's gonna be over 100 in Reaper with evasion. So that's going to serve him quite well, I would think. What else have we got? The fortification is reasonable. So let's have a look where we ended up in the... just do the feats to start with. There were only 2 more since you last saw us. So 27 and 28. 27 I took Watchful I, because that goes with this one in Shiradi to give us 5% more double shot, and 28 was a very obvious one. We had to be lawful good to have some paladin levels. Please bear that in mind and don't make the mistake I've made in the past. If you're planning to put some paladin in there somewhere and you're not starting off as a paladin, make sure you have lawful good alignment. I've had more than one life end up in a total mess because I suddenly realised that the paladin lives couldn't be added because we weren't lawful good, and alignment unfortunately is one of the few things I don't think you can change. Am I right in saying that? I think you can, but it costs quite a bit from the store. Let's just have a look, see if we can confirm that. Alignment, can we not see? A lesser heart of wood, that's not gonna change alignment, is it? I don't think. I think it has to. Oh, it's not come up, has it? Okay. I'm pretty sure there is a thing that allows you to do it. It's not showing it, is it? I think it's about 500 or 600 DDO points. But anyway, not to worry. So armor class is semi-reasonable. I would think that might get 1 or 2 misses from trash. The dodge is okay there as well. That's not terrible. I'm guessing that's in a big part because we took dodge and mobility as 2 of our feats. So yeah, not too bad there. Let's have a look where we ended up with the epic destinies. So as mentioned, this sentinel basically was just for the heal and the energy resist. Shiradi, of course, we would have gone into the top tier on reaching the cap, which we obviously haven't been able to do. But we do have, since you saw us last, we've got the imbue dice. We've got a debuff for opponents here, removing fortification, and we have the big Hunt's End. I still don't think that's as effective on this Inquisitive build, but it is the biggest shot we've got. I don't think it's as effective as it is on the arty, I meant, but still, it's not too bad. It was worth picking up as we were in the tree anyway, I think. Is there anything else I haven't put in here? No, I don't think there is. And in Shadow Dancer, of course, we've picked up the 3rd cause as well. That was the important one, the level 26 evasion arriving. And we picked up these for more reflex saves. Very nice to have. Some more fortification bypass, and this one here, another nice one. If we roll a natural 20, the opponent gets the darkness debuff, so vulnerable to sneak attacks and less PRR and MRR, so we should see some purple numbers popping up if we are blasting away on boost against the boss. That's the hope. Speaking of bosses, I must remember to make use of our uncanny dodge there to keep us alive. Also the Hood of Unrest, the two of them together should make us almost unhittable, but that is on a 10-minute cooldown. And then we've got our little heals. We've got the ticking healing spring from Shiradi, renewal from the Sentinel, and then we've got our 2 paladin hands. I could have gone into the tanky tree on the paladin side to get us some more low-hanging hands. Chose not to do it. Is that just about everything for where we are now? I think so. So yeah, as mentioned, just a really good smooth leveling experience. I wouldn't have thought. I mean, granted, I've put a little bit of thought into how how to organise the things. I haven't just thrown stuff anywhere. But even if I hadn't done that, just with the strength in the Inquisitive tree, as mentioned before, you can probably just get away with 41 in here and whatever else you want, and it would be functional. I think the only thing you need to remember, if you want it to be half decent, is you have to have, well, there are two things you have to have outside of the Inquisitive tree if you want the build to perform reasonably well. You have to have some source, either spell if you're an arty, or in one of these trees, of your main stat for hit and damage. So we've got that in the Fade Arc tree for charisma. And the second thing you really would like is the battle trance to give your main stat boosting attack, damage and tactics feats. So we've got that in the Knight of the Chalice tree. A standard Inquisitive would have all of this in the Harper agent. Can we just show that? I think I showed it in the past, but in here you've got intelligence to hit, intelligence to damage, and know the angles, which is the intelligence battle trance. So that would be the standard way to go. Okay, I was thinking maybe we could wrap up with a run through the Gatekeepers quests in the Cerulean Hills. I've no sound on, have I? I thought it was a bit quiet. No, I don't quite know what to expect. I mean, yes, we have a legendary weapon, but I'm guessing, well, I guess I do know what to expect. We'll be putting out a reasonable amount of damage, but we don't have any CC because our I think we've definitely into legendary questing. We've gone beyond the stage at which this greater colour spray is going to be helping us at all. I can't believe a 50 DC, which is basically a late heroic DC, would do anything in legendary content, so I'm not even going to waste time trying that.
This caravan has been looted and ripped to pieces. Judging from the debris, this...
We're going to try wherever possible to maintain distance to target. And when not possible, we need these dodging defences.
The ancient white marble ruins are all that remains of the once great temple to Arway, goddess of...
I was umming and ahhing. I was going to put Reaper 1 and I thought, no, you'll just go flying through there and it'll be boring. So I'm going to risk Reaper 4. Now I would say on a decently geared and built build, Reaper 4 on most builds should be fairly easy once you've got the hang of your build and what you're doing with it. But ours is a bit of a mishmash, and the gear is a bit of a mishmash too, so I'm not quite sure what to expect, but I remain hopeful.
You've entered the ruined temple by its long-abandoned rear entrance. Foxpaw came here to find some sort of sacred bounty. It's time for you to figure out just what that...
Oh, Reapers straight away, that's not good. I'm hitting the boost.
By the telltale scent of blood.
The blindness, in case you're wondering, is coming from the Shiradi mantle, the Stay Good it's called, not the colour spray, which I'm not using now. I think we're going to boost again here. Just wait for everything to come off cooldown. Almost dead already, no, no. So we just cannot let them anywhere near us. I think I've pressed the wrong key again there, haven't I? Yeah, so we can see we're reasonably alright from distance, but as soon as they close anywhere, we're in deep doo-doo, aren't we? 7, I needed to press 5 and 6. Have we got some more just round there? I can't. No, I don't think we have.
The air grows more humid as you approach the next chamber.
Come on, kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him. Oof, we took a shot there. Of course, the higher up in the Reaper levels we go, the less effective will be our healing in combat. Now this is going to be a problem. I think they only move relatively slowly, these scorpion things. So we might have a chance.
Another target down. On to the next.
Get him, get him, get him, get him. I don't want to be hit by the damn Plague Reaper. Okay, so yeah, outgoing damage reasonable. Defenses distinctly lacking. But I suppose that's what you get with a ranged character, isn't it? For the most part. Yeah, big mistake there. Too close. Gonna trigger the dodge. What's happened here is a boatload of lag. We do have uncanny dodge running at the moment. I was thinking they were just going to close and finish me there.
A faint clanking can be heard
So
echoing.
yeah, I think we're making decidedly heavy weather of this, aren't we? 2 steps forward and 3 back most of the time. That was a nice hit. That was the automatic knockdown. I'm going to trigger the last boost here. I'm expecting quite a few to come round. Now we've got these. We've got a shrine coming up. Can we just get rid of these 2 beggars? Lovely. The knockdown, by the way, it's not me that causes it. It's just you just rely on luck. You've got to roll that 20 to get the knockdown. Right, shrine time, people. Or are we just going to get rid of those first? Let's try. Come on, where's that 20? Oh, that'll do. I think that was a random effect from the Shiradi stuff. Or a Colours of the Queen it could have been. If you didn't know, the Colours of the Queen does stack with the Shiradi thing. Right, final stretch, people. My word, have we been hammered. I think defence is pretty much paper thin, aren't they? Oof, half the health gone already. Oh my god. At least he's blind. Go away, don't kill us. Oh, that's a boss. I missed it. I missed it with the first shot. I was trying to one-shot it with the big shot and missed it completely. Now this is going to be a real horrible exercise. I'm going to have to do what I suggested. Get all the dodge things up and just hope for the best. So they shouldn't be able to, unless we get very unlucky, they shouldn't be able to hit us at the moment for the next 20 seconds or so. However, I'm afraid we're going to need more than 20 seconds to down this thing, at which point we are going to be in serious trouble. Yeah, so the damage is reasonable, but it's not because I haven't got the gear set. It's kind of piecemeal gear for legendary. We're not absolutely smashing it, are we? It's not the Inquisitive thing that's lacking. It's me and my gearing. I think I've been over ambitious in setting the difficulty level here. But very pleased to get through anyway. I think we will be lowering the difficulty for the ones to come. Love this scene here with the tree and the light shining through. Give us some good loot, we've earned it.
No regrets.
Nothing.
With a faint inner light. You found the sacred bounty Foxpaw was looking for. Now to return to the Gatekeepers.
Okay, so based on that, I think we could say that with semi-reasonable, I suppose, would you say we have semi-reasonable gear for like lower legendary Reaper? Maybe. So we could say with semi-reasonable gear, you could certainly have a go at the like Reaper 1, Reaper 2 legendary. I think I put the bar a little bit too high there for just appearing in legendary, and bear in mind we don't have the tier 5 we don't have the tier 5 things in the epic trees at the moment. They would make a difference. Nerve Venom is a freeze with no save. We've got extra crit multiplier on a high attack roll. The epic moment is very, very good when you're boosting particularly. And then what's that? Oh, always in point blank shot range is very nice as well. That just translates to more damage. So we are missing quite a bit there. Get the excuses in, eh?
All you see when you enter is an old woman sitting alone by the fire. She doesn't seem to notice you. The old woman rambles on.
For those of you who didn't know, the higher up the Reaper levels you go, the less damage you do. It deducts off your damage the higher up you go. The more they do to you, and that's kind of the theme of it. Taking a bit of a risk there. I think there's going to be some more in here somewhere. Yeah, I thought so. Okay.
You find a dull and rusty side among the other garden tools in this workshop. You take it with you. Perhaps you'll need it outside.
Right, this could be a pinch point. Yeah, we're not quite getting torn apart like we were before, are we?
You see signs that some monsters have taken up residence in the system. Look right. They spring from the dirt and attack.
But neither are we really tearing them apart. I'll take it.
You emerge into the hot air and find yourself on the back porch. You use the scythe to cut down the bamboo that is sprung up around the back. The forest stretches an overgrown wasteland, the remains of the family's crop field. You pause, struck by a pang, as a cold voice sounds around you.
Come here, Lily. A little bit farther.
You hear the ghostly voice again.
Almost there.
Let's wait for
Lily.
the
I'm
boost to
waiting
come off.
under our favorite tree.
Don't kill us, thank you.
The maze of overgrown shrubbery.
Do you remember, Lily? The voice rapped.
Lily's family turns in surprise to see their estranged daughter. They notice that something about her seems wrong. Unhinged, even.
I considered swapping some of Red's endgame gear, my ranged character's endgame gear, to give him a bit more of a chance, but then remembered that most of the augments in that gear are higher than 29, so he wouldn't have been able to wear them anyway. So got to remember the Reaper boost, our no holds
When the
barred,
vision fades, an
and the
incorporeal
dodge boost.
figure appears before you.
You are so jealous, Lily. And now look at you. You want my songs? Come and get them.
Blinded and enraged, the phantom lunges towards you.
Crikey birds, oh no.
Phantom shrieks, her voice echoing through the clearing and sending a sharp pain to your skull. Soon she dissolves into a thin mist.
Now wow, that was the thing that's carried us through, the shoot first from the Inquisitive tree. That more than anything else, that's carried us through this life. Such a nice short cooldown and just a decent chunk of damage.
But most of the pages are torn or missing. Perhaps there is something else near.
That looks like a nice item.
Back to the gatekeepers. You realize that Rosemary's parrot has learned to repeat parts of her songs.
Could actually try and wear that now.
Finally return to the gatekeepers. And leave
Were it
this
not for the
accursed
fact
place
the
behind
gear, when I was sort of setting out in Epic, I've got like all the bases covered. That belt is doing the Seeker and also boosting saves up. I should have taken the chance. I'll do it in the next quest. Check where we're at with the saves in Reaper, because I think our reflex one in particular should be fairly impressive, at least for me.
The old mine here has long since collapsed. Someone must have dug one too many times.
Have a look. Oops. Yeah, 105. Wow. So just imagine where we might be if we were a pure paladin. I think we'd have crazy numbers. If any of you has played a pure one at the cap, let me know what kinds of saves you get. I bet they're ridiculous. I see a lot of splits with like 3 and 4 levels of paladin. I wonder if that's part of the reason why people are doing it.
You've arrived at the main shaft of the abandoned
I wish
mine.
I had
Security
fire
forces
shield
shuffle around
scrolls
the
here. I
mine,
don't.
still active long after
Should
the
have.
miners left. A note placed above the lever reads, "Entry
Fire
to mine
cold would
2A
be
is
very nice
forbidden
going into
due
this.
to collapsed floor, dangerous terrain, and hostile creatures." The rotting wood snaps as you step on it, dropping you into the fiery pit below. You don't see any way to get back, so forward is the only option.
Did my best to stand still to build the stacks up, and we do have max stacks, so that should be helpful here. We can boost again in 6 seconds or so. I'm gonna wait for it I was looking for the effects of the imbue, but it's going. The things are scrolling so quickly I can't see. You'll have to take my word for it that the trash dispenser, Runarm or whatever it's called, is one of the few I've come across that have two separate elements to the imbue.
A nearby Canet crystal hums.
Now,
with
can we
magical
actually get
energy.
through here?
It's connected to a barrier that blocks the path
UMD?
forward.
Oh god.
The barrier
Ah,
fades,
nice
and
one.
a wave of searing heat buffets your face.
I think if you can't pass
An
that
ancient
check, you've a
magma
load of
brute
trash to
lumbers
deal
about
with.
in the large chamber ahead.
Are we going to be allowed to stand here? I don't think so. Maybe we are. Alright, happy days. I did trigger the dodge thing, so we had...
Flowing into the pools below.
oh, it must have just worn off.
The heart of an ancient magma group.
We would have had about 70 some dodge there, I guess.
Enjoy the moment, but don't let this distract you from the mission.
The old mine here has long since collapsed.
Something of a rarity today here in my little neck of the woods. I was telling somebody earlier that we don't typically have snow in our winters anymore here in the UK, but I went to take the dog out for a little run round tonight, and lo and behold, it was like stepping into a Christmas carol with a mini blizzard going on. So maybe I should have kept my mouth shut.
Something glimmers nearby. It must be one of the visions revealed by the Gatekeeper's spell. A groan from the nearby cot shows that this Orc Elder is alive, though not in any condition to receive guests.
Little bit laggy, but we'll live with it, I think. If nothing else, it's nice to know that these types of builds can manage reasonably well, even with sort of semi-piecemeal gear in low Reaper, legendary low Reaper. So when we get to 29 on the build, we can have some more fun times. That's nice. Yeah, the complete lack of crowd control is something of an issue. Typically range builds don't tend to have too much of it, although, if my memory serves, one of these is now a multi-selector, and you can go for something called Fey lights. Is it that? Oh, we can't see it. I'll try and do it outside of the quest, and we'll have a look, see what we can see. Didn't like the look of you, pal. Oh, where's he gone? He must have been blinded to have run off like that. So yeah, just a demo of the trash shot. That's never going to hit anything, is it? That's actually much better than the version in the past. Go figure.
Bull skulls decorate this modest
Yeah,
mountain.
if I'd have had anything about me, I would have brought scrolls to, or potions even. Scrolls or potions of bull's strength and bear's endurance would do just fine here to save you having to mess about. going on here, people? Are you standing there in admiration of our prowess? I rather think not.
Ahead is a small fountain, flanked by 2 large bears. Fortunately for you, these particular bears are stuffed.
What happened there? Now, can we just...
A screen blocks your path, decorated with masks and totems.
yeah,
To your
okay, that'll
surprise,
do.
one of the
Please
totems
tell me they
begins to
didn't come
speak.
through. No, they didn't.
Gain strength and
Now, can we
endurance
just
to reach
fly
the
over
home
there?
of the elders.
Let's try the old Invis. Oh, I think the boss birds, the crowns rather, would have been able to see me there, so not a good idea to loiter. Now, are we going to need more than one boost? Let's hope not. I could have shrined there. Sometimes Reapers can be lurking at the top of those. Let's make sure we have all the dodgy stuff on and just try and stand our ground and kill the bugger.
It seems that the final resting place of the Orc Elders has a watchful and hungry guardian.
Come on, kill, kill. Oh, not the birds. He's almost dead, yes, nice one. So just for once, a half decent strategy there. So I'm glad I tried that. Why will that bird not die? I'm glad I tried that. That's the one I'd been talking about. So that was Hood of Unrest, 50% dodge, combined with improved uncanny dodge, 50% dodge. But they only both last sort of 20 seconds. So after that, you're going to be torn in bits if you haven't concluded business.
You found what the initiate was sent to retrieve. The skull of an Orc Elder. Yet who was it that sent the
Okay,
initiate
let's
to
go
plunder
back and
this
have a look at
sacred
that
site?
option I was mentioning in the Shiradi tree. I'm sure there's something that could be. I mean, there is, of course, the Epic Strike. It's on a 15 second cooldown, that dancey thing, and I'm not convinced it will work on everything, but it is no save. It either pins the target in place if it's not moving when you hit it, or it dances for 6 seconds if it was moving. And it is an AoE, that's Otto's Whistler. So maybe I missed a trick there. That would have been... I think you have to take pin first and then upgrade to the Whistler thing on the 3rd tier. But if you don't take pin, I think this is a crowd control, isn't it? Fey Lights. Taking force damage. So initially that's not ideal, is it? What do we get there? Is it in the very top of the thing? Does it say there it's a daze? Oh right, okay. So it's a bit like colour spray, that isn't it? They've to make a save for a daze, blind and silence effect. So it is, it's just a revamped version of colour spray. So yeah, we would illusion bonuses. We would have to have some things on the gear to help that, I think, to make it effective. and then you have to take it all the way up to here to make it like colour spray, so that it's a stun and causes a helpless if they fail to save. I see. So it costs several destiny. Oh, there's 2 points cost there. Three. So it costs 4 points in all. What sort of a cool? Oh, it's on a 15-second cooldown as well. That's a bit steep, is that, in my opinion? I'm not impressed with either of the epic strikes in there. But anyway, broadly speaking, I thought this life went absolutely fine. Probably better than I expected, given the sort of mishmash nature of the whole thing. But a nice illustration, I suppose, of the flexibility of the Inquisitive playstyle, and we still were able to level more than decently, I thought, given the given that we had multi-classed and all that kind of thing. I think typically I could do you an example from the past. Back in the days when I only knew Warlock, and when I wanted this was a disaster. I can't remember what I had left to get the completionist. That there wasn't much, and I thought, oh, I've just got no gear at all. It was some kind of a melee thing, and I did it as was it 8 Warlock, 1 something else, and 10 of the, or 2 something else, and 10 of the class I wanted as the past life, and it was an absolute disaster. I mean, yes, on lower difficulty levels it was alright, but it was so underpowered, it was untrue, and it was just dragging its ass so badly through Epic. So I can't tell you how refreshing it is to do a multi-class like this one and have it feel, to be leveling really nicely. Much different. So yeah, I would totally recommend it to those of you who are sort of looking and thinking, oh no, there's a life here I really don't want to do. That would be a way to sort of get around that. Not that I would advocate doing that all the time, because the same playstyle all the time would for sure get tedious. And secondly, you're not really investing yourself in the class and the way it's traditionally meant to be played, so you're not really learning. And there might be some hidden things in there that you might actually quite enjoy if you gave them a chance. That's one thing that I have learned from doing the video series with Purple. Some of the classes that I'd just never really done before, or not done that way. Like I'd played a monk as a shuriken thrower, which is fair enough, it's a legit way to play a monk. But to come back and do it with Purple as the stick build was a real nice fun experience. I paired it with the falconry tree, didn't I, with the bird attacks and that. That was a lot of fun. So I would recommend that you at least give things a chance if it's at all possible. Right, waffle over. Thank you very much as always for looking. I think we can count that as a successful operation. Look forward to hearing of your experiments, because I mean this Inquisitive, you could do it with all sorts, couldn't you? I'm thinking things with many imbue dice would be popular. I mean, Wizard would probably be a good combination, because there's intelligence and imbue dice in both Wizard and Inquisitive. Alchemist for the same reasons, imbue dice and intelligence based. So yeah, those two kind of spring to mind as very strong possibilities for Inquisitive builds. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it at that. More than happy with the way this has gone. Do chime in with what you've tried, if you've enjoyed the Inquisitive playstyle, if you're just not a fan, and give the reasons. I think it's something a little bit different. and it's definitely a means to acquiring these past, these, let's call them problem past lives, if there are any in that category for you. I certainly wouldn't want to. I know some people have done and do and enjoyed doing that. You know, playing every life this way, just with different variations depending on which past life you're trying to acquire. I get where they're coming from. You know, one set of gear fits all. It's not something I could do. You know, endlessly. But as a one off or two off, whatever, then yeah, sure. It's as fun as many of the others I've tried. Okay, I really am going this time. Thanks as always for looking. Hope you're all doing well, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.